Beneath the frozen wastelands of Antarctica, a team of scientists uncovers something buried deep under the ice, something not of this Earth. What begins as a routine geological survey quickly turns into a chilling mystery when strange signals and ancient structures emerge from below. As the truth unravels, they realize they've awakened a secret hidden for millennia, a secret humanity was never meant to find. The year was 2027, and Antarctica had never been colder. Temperatures dropped to record lows, yet a team of international scientists continued their mission in a remote research station near the Ross Ice Shelf. What began as a simple geological survey quickly turned into something far more mysterious. Beneath a layer of ancient ice, the ground-penetrating radar picked up strange metallic patterns, geometric shapes that could not have formed naturally. At first, the team assumed it was an old military installation buried long ago. But as the radar images became clearer, the outlines revealed a massive circular structure stretching over 2 kilometers wide. It was too perfect, too precise. Whatever it was, it had been buried for thousands of years, possibly before humans even existed. The scientists began drilling through the ice. Each layer revealed a darker, denser form of permafrost, unlike anything seen before. Strange magnetic readings interfered with their instruments, and the deeper they went, the stronger the interference became. Even the satellite communication links started to fail. When the drill finally broke through into a hollow cavity, a wave of warm air rushed upward, freezing instantly in the cold surface temperatures. Cameras were lowered into the opening, and what they saw was impossible. Smooth metallic walls covered with symbols that pulsed faintly with blue light, like veins under living skin. The scientists stood silent. They had not just uncovered metal, they had uncovered a structure that appeared alive. And somewhere within that hollow abyss, something was still operating, emitting a faint but steady hum. The leader of the expedition immediately sealed off the site. Whatever lay beneath that ice was not meant to be disturbed. But curiosity overpowered fear, and the drilling continued. What they would find next would shake the entire world. The second drilling phase began under tight secrecy. Satellite connections were cut off intentionally, and the global press was told that a weather research project was underway. But inside the icy isolation of Antarctica, the scientists knew they had gone too far to turn back. When the tunnel reached the inner structure, a faint vibration began to echo through the ground. The metallic walls beneath the ice were warm to the touch, as if some internal mechanism had suddenly reactivated after centuries of slumber. The light patterns along the surface started to shift and pulse, forming symmetrical waves that resembled language or perhaps a signal. Every sensor went wild. Magnetic compasses spun uncontrollably. Machines lost power, and even digital watches stopped ticking. Panic spread among the crew, but their lead researcher, Dr. Aaron Wells, pushed forward. He knew what this meant. The structure was no longer dormant. A remote probe was sent into the opening. As it descended into the blackness, its cameras revealed vast tunnels carved with unnatural precision. Each corridor led to a central chamber where the walls curved into a perfect sphere. In the center floated an object, a translucent pod the size of a small car, suspended by invisible energy. Inside the pod, a shape was visible. It wasn't human. Long limbs, elongated skull, and faintly glowing eyes rested beneath the transparent surface. The creature appeared to be asleep, or perhaps waiting. The sensors recorded an energy surge emanating from the pod. Within seconds, the ice around the structure began to melt. The air temperature inside the cavern rose rapidly, fogging the camera lenses. Then, without warning, the pod's outer layer cracked. A flash of blinding blue light filled the chamber. Every electronic device in the station shut down. The feed went dark. When power returned moments later, the pod was empty. The shape that had been inside was gone. The team could hear faint, Rhythmic sounds echoing through the tunnels, footsteps, slow and deliberate, growing closer. Dr. Wells looked toward the entrance of the tunnel, his breath visible in the freezing air. Something had awakened beneath the ice. The silence that followed was heavier than the Antarctic air itself. The drilling site, once alive with chatter and machinery, now felt like a tomb. Every creak of metal, every hiss of melting ice echoed through the abandoned corridors like whispers of something ancient and aware. Dr. Wells and the remaining team members gathered in the main control chamber, their eyes fixed on the flickering monitors. One of the motion sensors still worked, and it showed movement. Slow, calculated, and deliberate. Whatever had been inside the pod was now walking through the base. Through the thick frost on the window, Wells caught the first glimpse. The figure was tall, impossibly thin, with limbs that moved in fluid, unnatural motions. Its skin shimmered faintly, like polished stone beneath a thin layer of frost. The creature didn't walk, it glided, leaving behind steaming footprints that melted into the ice. Panic overtook the station. Scientists scrambled for exits, but the storm outside was merciless. Whiteout conditions made escape impossible. Wells, however, stayed. He felt something, a pull, as if the creature was calling him. It moved toward the central command module, the very heart of the base. As Wells approached the viewing chamber, the creature stopped. The blue glow from its body reflected off the icy walls, casting ghostly shadows across the room. For a moment, time itself seemed to freeze. Wells realized what they had uncovered was not just a being, it was a message, a warning, perhaps a remnant of something far older than humanity itself. The creature reached out, pressing a long, slender hand against the reinforced glass. Images flashed through Wells' mind, vast alien cities buried beneath oceans, worlds consumed by ice, and a fleet of ships fleeing a dying planet. Then, just as suddenly, it was gone. The next morning, rescue teams arrived to find the station empty. No trace of the scientists remained, only melted corridors and strange, circular symbols etched into the frost. Satellite imagery later revealed that a massive crack had opened in the ice shelf, stretching for miles, like something beneath was slowly waking up. And from that day forward, deep beneath Antarctica's frozen heart, the sensors never stopped detecting movement.